What is up, everybody? Ross Thomas here for the Brotographer.com, and after a million requests on YouTube and my Instagram DMs, I went ahead and retested all of my Tamron G2 series lenses. There have been some little quirks regarding these lenses and video autofocus as well as stills. This video is going to focus on the video autofocus side of things with the Metabones Mark IV adapter. I think I've got it figured out. I haven't seen anybody else talking about these specific issues, so stay tuned for my results. So yes, I know you're gonna get best results using native lenses, but many of you guys are still coming from the Canon and Nikon systems where you have a ton of Canon or Nikon glass, but you may have recently invested in something like the Tamron G2 series of lenses, and you want to see if those can kind of hold you over in the meantime before you get all Sony native glass. So this video is primarily focused on that. So one thing I noticed a long time ago when using my A7R III with the Metabones Mark IV adapter was that basically any time I put on the Tamron G2 series of lenses, it would just freeze. And didn't know why. When I was shooting stills or video, it would just freeze. No one could give me any good results. They're basically saying, you know, why are you expecting it to work with these Tamron lenses? But I wanted to see if the software maybe just had some bugs and see if there were any scenarios in which we could make video autofocus usable. Because as you know, the Metabones Mark IV and Mark V adapters give you just a little bit of autofocus when using Canon L-glass. So why not with the Tamron G2 series of lenses? My conclusion is that for some weird reason, the camera shuts down and freezes if the video resolution is set to 4K and not 1080. I have no clue why that'd be the case. There's no logical explanation for it, but it is what it is. So because of that, I am shooting in 1080p right now. I'm at 135 millimeters on the 70-200 from Tamron. That's the G2 series, shooting wide open at f2.8. A little intro a little while ago was shot at 200 millimeters, and I am using video autofocus right now. Leave a comment down below as to how it looks, but I'm using video autofocus with Sony A7R III. And as far as I can tell, it's doing pretty well. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to track subjects very well. Let me take a step back. And it does take a second to catch up. And there we go. So it does take a second to catch up. Now, one thing that I really wanted to test was, does the touchscreen autofocus work? And right now, using the Metabones Mark IV adapter, it is in advanced mode. So what that means is you basically have a tiny section, about where my hands are, of continuous autofocus area on the screen for that phase detect autofocus. However, it can still use the contrast autofocus out in the outer edges of that screen. So my thought was, oh, maybe I could still touch on those outer portions of that screen, the A7R III having many more contrast detect autofocus points, maybe it would still work. Now, what I'm thinking is this is basically going to be a solution like if you're still using a Sony a7S II, doesn't have that great phase detect autofocus, it's still using that contrast detect autofocus. This could be a situation in which you could get just as good a results as the Sony a7S II while using adapted lenses, which we have much more readily available to most of us. So it definitely works. So I'm gonna cut away to some footage that I shot for you. This is all using the touchscreen, so here we go. All right, so check this out. I am at 200 millimeters on the A7R II with the Tamron 70-200 G2. We are testing the touchscreen autofocus, and I'm 99% positive it is using strictly contrast detect here. Check out these results. Currently it's focused on the Tamron 150-600. Let's hit the pink dumbbell, boom, focus. Orange, focus. Black, focus. Orange, focus. Pink, focus. Black, focus. Background, thinking a little bit more on the background, must not be as much contrast back there. Back to the black, focus. Pink, focus. So check that out. Now, camera's on a tripod. Let's say if we were to start on the black, I'm gonna put my hand off to the side here to get ready to turn it to manual focus. I am gonna go ahead and touch the pink, turn it to manual, boom, and check that out. Pretty awesome, stays there. Now, turn autofocus back on. It gets onto the black lens, touch the orange once again, touch the pink once again, and good to go. All right, I am autofocused now with the Sony a7R III again and the Tamron 24-70 f2.8 G2 wide open at f2.8. I'm not gonna sit here and test all the lenses for you guys. That would take entirely too long, but the 4 lenses that I have from Tamron, the 24-70, 70-200, 150-600, and 90mm macro, all focus and autofocus about the same with the Metabones Mark IV adapter, only when shooting 1080p. Remember that, guys. This is only going to work if you are shooting 1080p. If you are delivering in 4K, I don't think it's gonna work for you. They freeze every single time on me when my camera's set to 4K, and the only setting that I can figure out is doing that is that video resolution. So let me know if your tests come up with something similar or something different, but I have a sneaking suspicion that that's it. So you're asking yourself, can I use these lenses in any professional capacity? And my honest, true answer would be in some. So if you're shooting photos, I think it's gonna work for you. Fast action photos, no. Portraits, yes. If you're shooting video that needs to track a moving subject, absolutely not. But as many videographers around here at least, and I'm sure you guys out there on the interwebs are, you're making your bread and butter off of commercial videos, which often include interviews. Now you're gonna have all these old lenses from your Canon system, and they're gonna allow you to get some of that compression in different focal lengths if you're doing, say, a multi-cam setup in those interviews. What I was most surprised by was the ability for the camera to focus so quickly when using the touch autofocus on the back of the a7R III. I haven't tested the a7 III or the a9, but I don't doubt that they're going to be very dissimilar to this situation. So if you are in that situation where you're shooting interviews, you know, go ahead and test it out on your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your family before you go out and do that commercial shoot. But I am pretty sure that that's gonna work for you. So this definitely is not a scientific conclusion, but if you're one of those videographers who is in that situation, shooting a lot of interviews or corporate stuff, this setup may be able to get you that second or third camera that you may be needing in those shoots, just stepping up that production value. Also, if you're doing any product videography, the ability to use that touch screen is going to allow you to get smooth rack focus on those subjects. All right, so if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment box below. I will do my best to get to each and every one of them. If you're interested in video autofocus with Canon L series lenses, check this video out over here. Also, if you're interested in photo autofocus with Canon series lenses, that L series, check this video out as well. I will also link them in the description below. If you're interested in any of the gear that I used in this shoot, I will also link it down in the description, so give that a click if you're interested in that. I'm Ross Thomas for the Brotographer.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.